ICogs. Painful, but almost everyone needs to do them at least once. If you don't have a potable badge, chances are you will be using these scrolls on your shoulder because unfortunately Nexon doesn't have any endgame scrolls for shoulders yet. You can use traces, but they are not the best. A 30% trace will give you 7 strength, but an ICog can give you 6 attack and 6 main stats if you're lucky, and maybe more, but I think that's the most you can get. Maybe you can get some secondary stats along with it. That's about 20 main stat. You have to be crazy lucky for that to happen, but I'm just telling you what is possible. Usually I just settle on the equivalent of a prime scroll, so about 4 attack or any attack strength mixture that add up to around 10 stats. Now obviously you can definitely just trace it if you're not going for endgame because tracing is decent, but you know, if you want to be endgame 70k stat and plus, it's definitely advised that you do ICogs. In these video clip compilations, you will see the process of how I redid my badge with ICogs and return scrolls. This process will apply if you're doing shoulders, badges, and whatever else as well. Personally, I wouldn't use ICogs and return scrolls outside of shoulders and badges, but it's your life, live it how you want. But keep in mind that they're not the most cost efficient scrolls for other items because they have primes and X scrolls and all those other endgame scrolls. I've been wanting to redo my badge for a while. This badge was just terribly done and randomly scrolled. Back then ICogs weren't super accessible to me, so I just randomly tossed 4 scrolls on it and just pray for the best. I think I got around 2 attack per scroll plus some strength here and there. Far from good. There was never a need for me to redo it since I had other upgrades to work on for a way cheaper price. It's all about efficient and effective funding. However, now that I've reached a late game stage around 70k stats, I've decided to redo it with ICogs in the event shops and also some free monthly RP return scrolls. And also, as you can see, it's been a while. I started this during the Neo shop and I ended it just recently with this whole new event for Maple Live. What I was looking for, again, was just around 4 attack per slot. If I got something better, I'll take it. Otherwise, 4 attack was just solid. The first slot is the easiest slot, always, but that doesn't mean it is easy. It's still challenging in its own right, but of the 4 slots or however many slots that you have for your shoulder or badge, the first ICog slot is always the easiest. Why? Simple, because you can keep ICogging and E-knowing until you get something that is worth keeping. You won't be able to do this in the later slots, unfortunately, and it'll get way more expensive. For later slots, you must use return ICog on them. Now, what does that mean? Well, you have to use a return scroll first and then use an ICog. The order matters here, so don't mix up the order. Return scroll must come first and then ICog after. See why it can get expensive? Each ICog attempt will require a return scroll after the first slot, which costs $5.50 each or 5.5k Maple points. I heard on average it takes around 20 attempts for a 4 attack or more on an ICog. A return scroll allows you to choose whether to keep the before scroll or after scroll stats. Because ICogs are super random scrolls and give super random stats, you would need to use a return scroll for each attempt after the first slot to keep the RNG in check. Otherwise, you can have a 6 attack first slot and maybe with some stats and then end up with a 2 attack the second slot, and that would not be very good. With a return scroll, you can choose to not keep the 2 attack and return the item to the previous state. If the ICog fails, the return scroll prevents the item from losing a slot, so you don't need to use clean slates when you do return ICogs. I guess that's one positive out of this whole expensive venture. Anyways, hope you guys found this video helpful. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. If you want to support the channel and get a shout out from me as well as exclusive member badges, be sure to bind and burst that join button below, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.
Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go.
The pain makes it real. I don't wanna feel, I just wanna kill the bad thoughts and steal a good thought and meal. I'm just lost, I feel, I'm just lost, I feel. I need time to heal, I can't steer the wheel. Cause this drive it kills, and it gives me chills. A nice road it feels, I slip off the peel and crash all the steel. Will I ever heal?
I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be